Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze and the ETCOC quarterfinals. For, of course, Ukraine, Hungary, where Ukraine is the heavy favorite. They field masters, I think all the way. Maybe Nazario isn't a master yet. And Hungary, no Siegfried there. No Mozopal there, so anything but a decisive Ukrainian win like 4-1 or even 5-0 would be a pretty big upset, maybe even the upset of all upsets. So this one isn't covered by anyone. Poland, UK is covered by Alexei, and I guess most of you are viewing this after watching Alexei. So I can't fault you. That's a pretty interesting matchup with two masters on UK side. Notably missing is Lord Terrycloth. And there we have the trifecta of masters on Poland side, plus Tomaszek and Greydeath. Well, I guess could reach the master level as well if they'd try. So overall, I'd favor Poland. I'd say if the UK would like to have a chance, they for sure need to win table one. The 4-7-3 of Look Cake. Well, they are down to a pretty hard nosedive over the last weeks from somewhere in the upper 600s to below 500. So we'll see if he manages to play up to his potential. Fanatical Lime should have a chance. OJ, I'm not familiar with, so I definitely favor UI Scooty. MTU versus StatMat, that's a banger. And if I had noticed this duel, I might have covered Poland UK as well, just to show all three games of this duel. I'd still favor MTU, but that's a coin flip actually. Grave Lazy Boar, 55-60% Grave. So overall, 3-2 Poland, maybe 4-1, maybe 3-2 Great Britain. Definitely interesting. Then there's RCP France, France without Viv, and there's, I think, no chance for them to win this one, even though there are quite a few household names missing on RCP sides as well. And then there is Belgium, Czech Republic, the one we will cover. So let's switch to over here. On table one, I'd favor Crafty Ruff. On table two, Fabian Mouton. And on table three, I think that's the most lopsided one, even though the ELO ratings wouldn't suggest this, but I highly favor Jose. That's just a no-brainer for me. Table four, well, nice dicer, yeah, sure. Table five, Marty Party is actually on a hot streak right now, running all over his Czech opponents in the national online championships. So I'd favor them. And overall, this looks pretty equal. Maybe the Belgians slightly favored. And I think the crucial duel should be on table one, and that's exactly why I'd like to cover this one first and foremost. And they have already started. So let's go there. Belgium's playing with yellow. And where the hell is my scoreboard? Yeah, forgot to turn it on. So all other tables as is usually the case. In the corners. Notably missing from Czech Republic's lineup is Moya, which I'm not privy to why. And I guess this would or is a crucial missing piece for them. Let me quickly turn off the remaining box over here. Damn it. So now I'm ready. Belgians playing yellow as they should. If I remember correctly, it's frites, so the fries in Belgium, and they are usually yellow and not blue. Also, yellow is in their coat of arms, and blue fits the Czech Republic as well very nicely. So Johnny threatens this city here. Crafty at least got a monastery, has already 2 nice monastery spots set up, and kills this one with the dagger. I hate that move, actually. Sure, if you'd close your city, there could be problems for this square, but even if you'd add 2 monasteries here and they'd be blocked in the end, 16 points would be 16 points. So, no, not my move. And he has to do something about this here. Right now, that's the perfect piece. But Johnny gets to counter. Will take these 3 points and threatens to close this one with another cap. Only good news for Crafty is that already 4 of the fitting caps are gone, or rather 3, plus the starting tile, of course. This is the better approach because it also would give the limitation or attack to the last remaining horse. But he obviously can't buy pieces to attack here. Still can't attack and doesn't use the splitter up top because this here is iffy already and he definitely needed it over here to still have a chance if Johnny would close this city. But I think this one might even be better used up top just to create this option. Now Johnny surely will close this city and he thinks about doing something else. He thinks about this one, but you can't do this. Even if it were the last, you can't. You have to close this one. You can't do this on your next move. I really don't care if you have this one here. You have to close this one. There's so much that could happen until you get the next city cap. You can't risk it. Priorities, man. I guess now thinks about this one. Oh well, oh well. Yeah, finally. Sigh of relief. Come on. It's such a big feature. You can't risk not having this for yourself. Even if you'd sacrifice a meeple on its altar. Yeah, Farmer by Crafty. Meanwhile, he took this road and didn't re-attack the city, although there are still 3 big city pieces out there. But didn't want this juicy road in the open for blue to take. And I really can't fault him for that. Also, he'd rather use the horse over here to get another shot at completing this city. Yeah, so even though Johnny ran away with this 26-point monster, right now the game is more or less tight. The spread of 6 points is easily covered by more meeples in hand for blue. And he does the right thing, tries to kill this square here. And there's no right-handed dagger left, so Crafty can't use the Dorito over here, as that would kill the city. Needs to hope for this one, or even better, a road Dorito beforehand. Or maybe starting tile and a road Dorito. This would work even better, because there are more combinations of starting tile or rose and road Dorito than road Dorito and cow. So 2, 2, 2 plus 3. But what to do with this Dorito now? Well, can't really add it here. Like this would get blocked over there, and then this would even be a come on, why? It was still alive. Now the square isn't dead, but the city is dead. This is the mix-up. I mean, the daggers are all over here. It's rather easy to count. Okay, none of these is in the right orientation, but still. So looks like he just decided to take home the ruin for 8, maybe 11 points in the end, and try to just outscore blue the rest of the way. I think that's some upside left on the table, and not really happy with this move actually, because you could still lose the field. Blue attacks this here. And once blue ties the field, the game is tied as well. And then it's down to who will get the better pieces the rest of the way. And if blue gets a crossroad, well, they'd have the advantage. Crafty sets up a juicy road here. Johnny blocks this. Doesn't want to flip for the horse, and rightfully so, because the horse would be a 10-point tile for Crafty and only a 4-point tile for Johnny. Crafty closing the city on the right side, attacking the field again, threatening to take this 12-point field for himself. But there are still options for blue to attack at the bottom, maybe even up top and on the left side as well. So all is not lost, but adding this cow over here suggests not much good happening for blue. Yes, there are still Doritos out there and caps, but I'd rather not add a cow to one of my, well, at least hard to attack or obstruct cities at this stage of a game with only one meeple in hand. Just be patient, wait for 2 caps, liberate your meeples, try to attack the field, and I think now has to invest the last meeple to attack the field and just hope to draw another cap pretty soon, or be able to liberate the monastery with 3 roads, so 1 curve and, I don't know, another straight, another curve, even though this here would be susceptible to a block from the bottom. Yeah, he opts to liberate his road meeple, which is in itself, of course, fine. It at least takes away the regular monastery from Crafty, so nice one. But without the field, I think it's pretty dubious whether Johnny would have a chance in this game. And also there was this road here, which he should have taken instead. Would have got 2 points more than over here. No, even 3, because this added 1 point to yellow's monastery as well, and would have still had the chance to, for example, use the horse on the left side, which definitely isn't possible over here. Sure, there is no immediate block available for Crafty because the daggers are gone, and 1 crossroad and 1 D1 quadruple crossroad are still out there. But that's, at least to me, the wrong priority. So crossroad is gone, and upset on table 2, Zabza beating Fabian. any more than GG? No, just GG. And they've already started their second game. And if Zabza would be able to replicate that feat, this definitely would be very, very, very good news for the Czechs. Crafty takes 3 points, doesn't do anything about this one here because this was the last crossroad. A regular crossroad, I should say. So Johnny definitely still needs the quadruple one. So Johnny closes this city, but looks like there's only one cap left to close the city at the bottom. And one reason for this is using 2 caps over here instead of 1. So just to illustrate this, you scored an 8-point city with 3 pieces instead of 2 4-point cities with these 2 pieces without the cow, either up top or at the bottom. So that's just more or less a useless cow, which might have been useful elsewhere, for example, to attack Yellow's monastery or create a field attacking option if you decide to still do this. By the way, this one here is still live, so any curve by blue would be nice for them. And they are only 6 points behind. Seven now. This here is not gonna complete last. Oh, no. This one was actually last, and I sorry didn't notice that Johnny put a meeple there. That's definitely a fault. Either meeple the farm and hope to draw the monastery later, which would be then a 10-point move, or just leave the cap empty. And if you want to take a city part, then use this one. That's +1, and the possibility of Crafty adding the Dorito was already there. Yeah, wow. With a 6-point field still available, Crafty decides to take this ruin, and with the Road Monastery for 8 points also still available. Wow. But he knew it was way more likely to draw one of the 4 curves remaining in the deck to liberate monasteries, and he knew that the score is close and he needs all the points he can get. Therefore, he took the rather risky approach of meepling this ruin. That takes guts. And this here, I really don't like. I'm pretty sure, yeah, in this case, all the pieces that were left were able to take this field. So you should know that this is a move that eliminates the chance to connect with two farmers over here. And I'm pretty sure, even though you still have meeples in hand, you won't be able to win this game. Although there's the monastery worth 8 points. So if blue would get the monastery, and they are a 66% favorite to get it, they should still have a chance. So the question for Crafty is, what do you do with your curve now? And the answer might be just take a 4-point road if there's nothing else to do, but that's the wrong answer. Just add it over here and then hope to get the monastery. And if you don't, you could still take the road here or here. So that's a mistake. That's a mistake. But it likely won't cost dearly, because if he gets the monastery, he just adds the 1 point over there. Can't expand the field over here. Can't do anything for his field in the middle as well. Okay, in this case, that's just enough. Might even use it over here to kill the 4-point option for Johnny. Then would take 3 points on the right side. So it's a wash, but still a nice, precise move. Yeah, opts to take this meeple back in hand. Boo, boo, Crafty, boo. So should be a +4 in the end. And that's just this flip here. So Crafty lucked out in the end, getting this monastery. But if roles were reversed, well, there was a 9-point spot available for Johnny instead of these 4 points, and Crafty would have gotten the straight for the 1 point. So Johnny would have won by +1 if he had gotten the monastery on the last turn, that is. Because only on the last turn this would be a 9-point move. But on the penultimate turn it would have been 8 points, and he would have taken 3 points somewhere else, so even better. Yeah, that's it for this first game, and I need to open new tables, and no one told me, so please folks, I'm so focused on the main game, at least usually, that I'm like a, what's it called, like these horses from breweries from back then, I don't know, 70 years ago. Watching like this, I really don't see what's left and right of the center window. It's just blurry, if I'm in the zone, that is. So if I forgot to open a table, if there's a result in one of the corners still standing after 2 minutes, Please remind me. So after the first games are done in all duels, the Belgians managed to win 3 of them. Most notably upset on table 3, learn to fly 1 versus Posic. As I said, I wouldn't have expected that, but maybe learn to fly improved their game quite a lot, or it was just a nice deck for them. Might be as well. So after all, still Carcassonne. So let's take a peek. We might miss anything. Looks like Fabian versus Zabza is reasonably close. Fabian just invested the last meeple up top, but might still have an option to close that one on the left side, and still has 2 roses to liberate. A long, long road. Zabza completes roads. But there is Fabian's meeple back. So chances to win this one still intact, but it's gonna be close. So let's actually switch for a few minutes here. And for the fans of Raf and Johnny, he's in the upper left corner. They are in the upper left corner. So let's assess this more diligently. The big problem for blue is this field here, which is not impenetrable. There would be an option up top, but there are 2 blue farmers. And it's pretty tough to do something against it. Yellow added this piece to blue city just to prevent blue getting both Doritos and closing the city. And they might not have the luxury to do a move like that. Now they added this one because there were quite a lot of blocking tiles in the deck. Zabza takes the road and the lead in this game, but didn't even see that one. Or no, I did see it early on, but I forgot about it. Fabian connects here, and then it's all done. So Fabian will win this one and force the decider in this duel. So who's next? Master looks like they are running away against Nice Dicer in the second game. So let's get back to Crafty and Johnny. Plus 11 in the end was the win for Fabian. Well, let's actually just move it to the top right corner. If they, I don't know what this shape is. Is it a football or is it Superman? Yeah, that's a move, but why? Isn't this one here more interesting? You have a chance to connect, and if not, block this if yellow would have attacked from the right side. So that one by yellow. No, I don't like that one. This here, of course, works fine, limiting blue's field as of now to 6 points, although it's still open on the right side, so a splitter would work wonders there. Oh, what are they doing? I mean, you surely have a better use for this Dorito than adding it over here. That's just begging to get killed here instead of using, maybe in the end, if you don't have to fear a counter attack on top of it, using the splitter for profitable 7 points. Oh, come on, boys. Oh, again, I didn't load Fabian and Sapsa's third game, so please, please, please remind me. And it's actually crucial to open all the games on time, because in some instances, I'd really like to take a look at the timing. I mean, you could watch all games or all replays without problems, but sometimes it's interesting to see how long the players took. And yes, that's also visible in the replays, but it's, at least for me, easier to just check a stream again. There are other cases where a team already has won and you see by players easing up a little bit that they know their team has already won. Who plays this one? Likely blue. I don't actually know. Let's check. Shouldn't there be a lock somewhere? Then not. So all these shenanigans over here, plus cities on left side, city on left side, and a field are yellow. Pushed Crafty's lead to 21 points, and I think when I started to cover this game here, it was more or less tied. So how should blue counter this one? Well, this is dead, so likely yellow's move and not blue's. Unless I missed something, but no. These were already in place, so I mean, blue's move even allowed yellow to kill this. I finally need to get Nalaheim's what the fuck sound bites on here. can't say it better than he does. Boy, oh boy. So let's formulate a plan for blue. Definitely you have to take on this field prime opportunity over here, something like this. Maybe taking this road in the end for 6 points because it's dead on the other end. But at least you'd have an unblockable field connection with the last remaining straight plus a few more outs on this field and field piece. And yeah, sure, the crossroad would work the same and would additionally add the 50-50 flip for this 3-point road. Yeah, instead they take points. That's their prerogative, but I'm not sure 2 points will matter in the end. Crafty deliberating whether to be greedy and taking the 4 points for the city plus another city for their field, or liberating the road meeple and the 3 crossroads still remaining, and also 2 curvies with a city piece. There's no question that you'd rather take the points here immediately and just hope to liberate your road meeple later on. So definitely the right prioritization in this case. Nonetheless, yeah, why not? Blue blocks this to the crossroad and actually wouldn't mind drawing the crossroad themselves just to connect here. Giving yellow the meeple back, but taking 3 points for themselves as well. And of course, the main issue, connecting to the field. Come on, you at least have to try to unify this. I mean, actually, you don't have to. Because yellow's is at 2 points, and if you'd connect, you'd give yellow a point, so it's a -1 point move, and that here is a +1 point move. And only if yellow were to connect and one of these two, you should reconnect. Yeah, very tough luck for blue. They didn't use this opportunity earlier, hopped on here, which had good chances of being successful. But yellow drew the one exact piece that killed this one east on this route instantly. There is still this one available, but blue would need a curve or the last remaining dagger, and then, of course, a crossroad again to connect there. And that's why Crafty might even consider something like this, just to block this. That's still, no, actually, if then this one, because like this, there'd still be an option to crawl all the way around here. It's still present this way, but definitely harder to execute. So Master was able to beat Nice Dicer in game 2 and force the decider, which has already started. What's up here? Yeah, Gina complaining. Well, sorry to say, Nicholas, but it's Carcassonne after all. So Crafty elected to score 4 points. Blue jumped on the chance to attack this field. Both ways would work. But at -24, they need to connect both of these. And to me, it looks like they haven't visualized this option. Due to this straight, they could have used the crossroad over here, connect with the curve, and maybe even connect with the vanilla. Ah, they did see it, but it gets immediately blocked by Crafty. Tough luck. Or it should get immediately blocked by Crafty. I guess he counts if there's still a curve left, and I mean, the dagger is one of his outs for the city, so he quite likely knew that it was still present. Yeah, so there's no chance for Johnny with one move left to still cover the ground necessary, and therefore Crafty will win this duel on table 1. And then looks like Gina is taking a beating, which would equalize the match, and I take on table 3, where Learn to Fly managed to close the gap against Pusic. Although it's still... Oh, there was a field connection happening right now, and the lead is pushed to 16 points. Whoa. But still, let's check it out. Congrats, Raf, by the way. And let's wait a few seconds. Not sure if there's anything that could still happen there. So in the meantime, I could just check what the other matches are doing. So looks like expected outcomes on quarterfinals 1 and 3, and the rather expected close game with Poland UK, Masters leading the way, but Fanatical Lime holds their own against Tehran, and Lazy Boar managed to win versus Grey Dev. So that's looking actually quite good for the UK. So let's check out these two and figure out which one is covered by Alexi. Oh well, I could have just clicked. And this isn't covered by Alexi, so I'll let this running in the corner here, and I'll update the scoreboard later. So what's up with this one? Learn to Fly just managed to take over the field again, therefore is in the lead, if only by 3 points, but has 2 versus the 1 meeple in hand. There's still this thread up top taking on another field, so unification over here with the straight, which he got, is worth 9 points. They flip for the last remaining vanilla, but I guess if blue would get the quadruple city or the last cow, they'd block this one. Or they might not, because it's so close. They might even have to flip for the vanilla. Just hope to draw it themselves. Yeah, wow. Yellow even protects with the monastery, so the quadruple city can't be used over here. But what they did neglect is that getting the monastery would then allow blue to attack the field again. But they just take the 6 points, draw the crucial vanilla. But in the end, let's see if this is actually correct. In the end, taking this ruin might have been the saving grace for yellow and would let them win this versus Pusic, which in my book is a pretty significant upset. And yep, the scoring tracker is correct. So Learn to Fly managed to beat Pusic, but on table 2, Zabza just finished off Fabian, and Marty Parties 2-0 versus Gina. Gina leads to a decider between Nice Dicer and Cymaster, and therefore we'll cover this now in a bigger window. Oh, let's use this one. Yep, and I promised to update the scoreboard with Poland, UK, so let's do that. I think it doesn't need that much hate. Okay, so something else running. Well, there's Taran versus Fanatical Lime. Let's open that up in the corner as well. And this is also not covered by Alexi, so looks like he's at MTU versus Deadmat, and that's actually very good news for me, because then I can watch this later, or rather not later, because as you might have noticed, my schedule today is pretty full, but in the next days for sure. A delicatessen like that, I definitely want to restream. So let's make sense of this one. And there's not much to say about this. Nice Dicer is blowing Master out of the water here. And what would there be? Are there? You notice the lack of words. Are there any possibilities for blue to still get back into this game? Well, for one, there's this 15-point field. There's the splitter, which is nice, adding 5 points and giving them a meeple back. So taking over the 15-point field, maybe up top, adding another 3 points, so 18 points, but then they'd still be 15 points down. There's still this one. There's this option. But of course easily blocked from the left side, or at least reduced, and they get one of the cows now. Yeah, they need to meeple this, and this is an option as well. So the Rito still 3 out there plus a splitter, then close the city up top and hope to get the quadruple one as well, which actually, in addition to the field connection here, could work out for blue. So let's see what they'll do now. Monastery arguably is the worst piece to execute this. You'd rather have a curve like this, for example, maybe even like this if there are still straights, and there are. So, but then you'd exclude this city on the right side. So you'd still might prefer to try this one. But the monastery is the monastery, and you'd hate to waste it in a situation like this. Maybe just edit here. Try to kill off yellow's options to liberate their monastery there. But this would also limit connection pieces to the last remaining vanilla. Yeah, that's rough for blue now. Taking 5 points, chopping away at the lead of Nice Dicer here. And with 2 Doritos, because this was the third, and the quadruple city still out there, Nice Dicer attacks the ruin, rightfully so, because if he'd connect over here, this would be adding another nail into blue's coffin. Blue tries to attack. There aren't that many caps out there, and they need 1 cap to connect here. So yeah, wow, Claire, of course, yeah, sure. Still 3 curves out there to connect here. It's way safer, but in this case, they won't connect up top. Would have needed to close the city up on the left side, but not with the quadruple one already gone. So this is dead, and there isn't much they can do anymore except for taking over the field. And then yellow just takes a 9-point field on the left later, because now they should just score the points once they have assessed that there are still 2 curves left. There's no way for blue to obstruct yellow here. There's no way to take away this field from them. Okay, minor slip up by Nice Dicer, wasting 4 points, but who cares in the end? This one secures the 3-2 dual win for yellow, and also secures the 3-2 win for Belgium versus Czech Republic. So one of my dark horses beats the other, and I only had the 2. And all the other quarterfinals we'll see about. Looks like Ukraine and RCP are doing their share. And Poland, UK is still close. So let's actually check. I guess Alexei is still covering MTU versus StatMat. Let's check. And if so, I'll switch this one. Yeah, he's covering that one. And let's also switch the scoreboard. Did I say congratulations, Belgium, to your, I think, first ever semifinal? I didn't. So congratulations, Belgium. And if it is already your second or maybe even third semifinal, congratulations as well. Nicely done. So what's up there? Both games are pretty close to the end. Let's check out Terran versus Fanatical Lime. Oh, and MTU StatMat just ended. The 2-0 in MTU's favor. And with +10, no meeple in blue's hand. This then could be it. Blue still has a shot at getting the other splitter. Is this the blunder of the century? This is blue's latest move, and they had this open city at the bottom worth 9 points, so if closed 20. Instead they did this move. Am I? No. I mixed the order of moves. So Terran, of course, blocked this one, and then blue couldn't close it anymore. Yeah, well, maybe I should drink something. So blue able to close their city, but yellow as well takes down the field afterwards. And with this, the duel, and with the duel, the match for Poland. So Poland wins this one, will meet Ukraine in the semifinals. And there's only one duel still running. That's Tomaszek versus Olukake. So let's check out what they are up to. And congratulations to Poland, by the way. Also deserved, and looks like RCP is well, might be leading the way. Yeah, looks like a switch in France's lineup, which is not reflected on Carcassonne.gg. So Houdini replaced Jadiema, and RCP is already at 3-0 with the two remaining games playing two remaining duels in the tiebreaker right now. So it will be Ukraine-Poland in the first semifinal, and the second one will be RCP-Belgium. Tall order for Belgium to overcome, but it's still Carcassonne. Everything's possible. And in this one here, it looks like Tomaszek will cruise to victory. So in the end, a 4-1 in line with my expectations at least. And the three tournament favorites, Poland, RCP, and Ukraine, are plowing through the field into the semifinals. And in the end, we'll see if Belgium is any match for them and manages to take a medal home, or if the other three are fighting for them. So let's refresh. Yeah, both are writing a few things. Let's check. Okay, just the usual pleasantries, no post-mortem. Or? Nice to know. So Tomaszek doesn't know anything about the other results, just focus on his game. And that's definitely good advice. Just try to win all your games and duels. Let the rest take care of itself. So I think let's check if GG is already updated. Yeah, almost. So let's switch there. Ukraine at 4-0, maybe the last remaining match between Adria and Walic is already done. This one is done, 4-1 for Poland, and RCP, as I said, Mikhail was able to win versus Houdini with 2-1. And then doesn't really matter if Glinka or Tarakanov would be able to win their matches as well. But considering there might be these matches still running, let's actually check. So Adria is still playing. Yep, he is. And how about Glinka? Also still playing. And then we have Tarakanov. Who's still playing as well. Let's actually get rid of the scoreboard. This only takes up space. Damn it. Oh, close game, and wow, what a draw for Tarakanov in the end. Getting to close your city, adding it to your already existing field and taking down a 9-point field. Yeah, what a way to finish a game. So Tarakanov beats Valderic, and then it's down to Boilem to, well, take at least one win for France. We'll see how their chances are. Looks like slim, but there's this option to connect to the field, and the curve, which is still remaining, would fit perfectly to then tie the field. This one here won't connect, and there are 2 blue farmers on the main field versus yellow's 1, and the other one still waiting there. But it doesn't look 5 cities, so 15 points. And Glinka might be able to actually score the difference by taking the road, for example. So just like this. And if yellow would connect, you'd get 6 points for plus 13 minus the 15 from the field. And then you'd only need to score 3 more points. And this here should be sufficient. Else you could take the road. Maybe you'd be able to liberate your monastery as well. So I guess taking the insurance road would be the move right now to secure the win in this game. Oh, actually, I missed another farmer, but it doesn't change the equation. What's changing the equation, though, is that there's still a city cap to close this one or this one. So the right one in yellow's case, so they could add 3 more points. So if yellow were to draw these 2, actually, yeah, they still need to connect here, sure, to take the field away from blue's tying hands. Then if they'd get this cap as well, they'd be at plus 11, and that's another beast. 6 over here. And then it's coming down to shielded pieces, and good news for blue, the last remaining horse is shielded, so they could take 5 points here, 6 points there, and 7 points over there. And the Dorito, where are my Doritos? Over here. So the Dorito isn't shielded, but that doesn't matter. Best case for yellow would be to get these 2, and then blue would get these and should be able to eke out a win, even though they'd lose the field. Let's see if they could have any other ideas. Well, my of course, could have ninja attacked, but this wouldn't have been of any use. So now going over here for 4 points, and then in the end, just taking one of the ruins, whichever suits your style. Should be enough. But it's easy, pretty easy for me to say, because I have the score, I have the remaining tiles, and I don't have to keep all of this in my head and trying to figure out all the permutations. Yeah, actually yellow hits the perfect combination of pieces, but it doesn't matter. Linker takes down the necessary points to win by 3 in the end. Yeah, Adria managed to complete the sweep for Ukraine, and Glinka did so for RCP. So in the end, the only close match was Belgium, Czech Republic, more or less as expected. Let's check if GG is updated already. Where am I? It isn't, but actually there's a handy bracket up top. So Ukraine advances to the semi-final versus Poland, and RCP will play versus Belgium. Both these matches will take place in under 2 hours. So I'll be live to cover one of them, and I guess Alexei will stream Ukraine, Poland, and then I'll take on RCP Belgium. And I'll start to stream in roughly 100 minutes. Later today, there are the medal matches at 17 UTC plus 2, that's 15 UTC. Semifinals at 12 UTC. And there's a gap in between, and this gap I'd like to fill with the Taiwan Carcassonne Online Championship 2025, second semifinal, hotly, Stephen Chang. As you can see over here, 5-star rated match. Both of them are masters, even if they aren't currently masters, or at least one of them currently isn't a master, else there'd be 5 gold stars over here. But it should still be a high-level duel, and definitely a worthy filler of an otherwise empty intermission between semi-final and medal games of ETCOC. I hope at least a few of you will turn in later. And if not, I'm happy about anyone watching this as a restream as well. If you have any comments, as always, just leave them in the chat or in the comments. Like, subscribe, whatever. And if you'd appreciate me not just talking alone here, then, well, contact me if you'd like to be a co-host. Regular one, once in a while, whatever floats your boat, what works for you. You might even suggest matches or duels to stream. I'm always open shop here. So that's it for now. I'll see you later. at 12 UTC in roughly 1.5 hours. Bye bye.